like 4 communities in Creswell.
I donated a whole bunch of stuff to this girl, and I dropped a box full of craft supplies and stuff off to her, and I just left her a message and said, hey, if you happen to find a wavy silver ring in there. I took that to her yesterday. It's the only time I left the house, so it's gotta be somewhere.
Next morning I woke up. I gotta come up with a craft project for
I have lots to
Thanksgiving.
share.
And, because my daughter always does that, and she says, I'm tired of always doing that. And I'm cooking. I'd be happy just sitting around and bullshit. but, you know, she doesn't want to do that. She doesn't want to just talk.
Want to get crafted up, huh?
Or do something. The first time I said, oh, I've got all these games. No, I'll just bring my games. I had bought games just so that we'd have things there, but she doesn't want to look at my games or play any of my games, only her games.
What games do you play?
Well, I've got Scrabble, I have,
Old school.
I have a bunch of those, and I have a bunch of like card games that are popular now, at least with her. But she says, well, I didn't do those. If you want me to plan stuff, at least try to do what I plan. So anyway, my daughter's coming back from Vermont on the 5th. She'll land in Portland on the 5th, and she'll come down to Creswell on the 9th.
Nice.
So
How long will she be here?
she'll be here till the 19th, I think it is. But she'll be in Portland.
It's
the last
fascinating.
part of it, 'cause she's flying out of Portland. The last time she got really good tickets, good price tickets to fly into Eugene. But she says it's not like that. It's a lot more expensive. And she's good, so it's cheap enough that she can pay for the tickets and get a rental car. So 'cause she's gonna have a rental car the whole time she's here. Like when she was here last time, I said, don't worry about a rental car. I can't drive anyway, so you can just use mine the whole time you're here.
That son of a bitch, and it was still alive after 20 hours.
Well, that won't work out if she has to fly out of Portland.
They gave him back.
I'll show it.
Hey, Glenn.
So anyway.
I don't know about their Saturdays, I get
Sue.
Yeah, they got
My,
this area right here.
My thumb ring was my souvenir. Not that I'm aware of. And I had been looking for a
No,
thumb
Scott,
ring.
tell him to get over there.
So when
Did you look in between your seats on that side? It's under. In your car, yeah, on that side.
On the right, and no, I know, I'm gonna look, I just realized right before I left. I really and then I was like,
They have it
well,
on there where they have it.
I mean, at this point, I think I'm just gonna have to wait and hope it shows.
I lost a wallet,
Looked like it went smooth.
and I went to find something else about a year and a half after I lost it.
Oh my
And I looked at it,
I just finished my report.
by then I replaced everything.
That happened with me in the camera, but not in the car, but yeah, I found it in
You
the
know,
place where I
it's
knew I
possible
lost
that you
it.
look in the same.
I should send it to you.
Would you mind?
Hi.
Send them to my email and I'll put it all in to YouTube. I'm working on it.
Good evening.
And then I got a copy, like a scrubbed copy of it. That I was sure you
Can't.
That's exciting. Right. Did you have a good time?
Oh, yes, it was so fun.
In addition to the game.
Yeah.
I'm getting to see all the behind the scenes.
Which is why so many
I really enjoyed it.
Because
There's an operation behind the operation. I mean,
everybody makes up their own
it's
stories.
not just a game on the field.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
Everybody's
And we can't fix it, so.
Yeah.
As I tell my wife, something's accurate on the internet. What can you do?
Hands are tied to fix it.
Yeah. No less.
The old carburetor.
So I ignored
You're
it.
like around the game, outside the game.
That's true.
Right, and again, as you saw them, like their stations.
It's really gonna be at the front of my mind.
Yeah,
They
keeping things
respond.
separated too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I hope so. I'll keep an eye out too.
Oh, thanks. I'm sure it's gotta be.
Center as well.
It just was.
Essentially.
So I swear I had it on last night, but I feel like when I was doing the line.
And she's usually the person in our
Yeah.
operations center.
So maybe like under the
gotta be
bed
in the
or
house.
in the sheet, between the sheets or under a pillow or something. That'd be nice.
All right, this is
Did I
dispatch
get
years.
skinny enough?
Dispatch years.
High five.
Congrats.
Yeah, but my guess is between everything. It wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, if that's what happened, I can't really complain.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I told, Karen. So Karen was like, there's an opportunity to look
I think I
at.
needed this tonight. I could have left it
You
up.
know, like.
This is my first time I don't have it. I'm not missing it.
There are other tours. Sign us up, because we're gonna go.
My experience here has been better since IT put me on the web version of the email.
Oh, nice.
Do you have the web version?
No, I would like to try that.
Oh my gosh, it is so much nicer.
Yeah, I put it down and check 5 minutes later, nothing's happened. I check it 5 minutes after that, and
Are
suddenly
you
there's like a
using the
whole
app
bunch
still,
of,
the mail app? Yeah, talk to
Jim?
Jim. He gave me the number to call the IT place.
Nice.
Yeah, and it took like 10 minutes. Well, they had to call me back when they had, their guy was available, but it took like, 5 or 10 minutes. But it was like
There itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were standing on the Maryland too.
It really made it a lot better.
Nice.
And if
Yeah.
So I'll see if we can,
Yeah,
if we can do one.
yeah. It's not the same as,
Mine was.
was it? Oh, I gotta try that.
Just gonna say.
Thank you.
I
Now I'm excited.
I didn't know until he said that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Someday I'll get some peace.
Yeah, I said, oh, that's hilarious.
How are you?
First thing I do when I go
I'm
home.
well.
Good.
Well, I'm live, there's no doubt about
That's a
that.
win. Every day's a gift.
I know what to ask.
But again, I don't know.
I got peace because I had Jesus. That's, amen. Nothing the worries, and you're good.
Yeah, right?
Or what the chances, yeah.
Anyway, that's a fun one. Yeah. Yeah. I got to sit on the.
I don't like these new.
Yeah, that's that time of the year.
I'm just not gonna.
Oh, great.
Because it's like, oh, I'm like,
I'll take their chance. Like,
yeah. Yeah, I got to, I was just sitting here.
Not at all. And we're gonna have it like a mini Christmas on the 15th of December. Yeah, 15th of December.
End of the
December 9, she won't be here anymore. So whatever present she has for us, and we have for her, and that's,
How should go with them?
don't mind if I do, yeah, like, if you give information, and, yeah.
airplanes.
Well, no, you know what I mean. That's a long night to live with them on.
Yeah, she moved there and lived there for like 7 years, and then she says, I'll never move back there again. And then she went back to help her best friend David recover from losing his dad, and then she forgot to tell me. And then she says, oh, by the way, David and I are in a relationship, and you know, I love you to pieces. And then I still accused him of kidnapping her.
What, underwater? Don't have to have long human ride.
Well, you know, I was really sick, and when he came to visit last time, and I drove from Creswell to Albany. to see him because I knew it. I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't even have done that for my daughter because I know I'd see her again. But I knew that I wouldn't see David for a number of years after that. So that tells you how much I like him.
Son go away.
Yeah. So he inherited some property. It was a farm at one point. So I don't know how many acres. She doesn't even have in the middle of Lake Champlain. Lake Champlain. She lives in a place called South Hilo. South Hilo.
Moisture, water, take it away.
Yeah, it's cold.
No, I
I don't know that either one of them. Yes.
I'll get a fishing off it. I'll be outdoors.
Open that for me, please. Yeah. So, yeah. I had to cancel my tickets. I was supposed to fly out on the 9th
Yeah, I dug a hole.
of July, and on the 4th is when I got
I was at water level.
diagnosed, so I'm gonna be doing
That is different from yours, the elevation to yours, so you probably had water at that level too.
That's your 4 years, right?
It ends this week.
Good evening and welcome to the Creswell City Council meeting. This is a special meeting of the City Council, November 18, 2024. Would you please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Manager Amberg asked to be excused from this meeting, so she will not be joining us. There is no public comment time period at a special meeting of the council, so there will not be one tonight. We move to item 1 on the agenda, which is the acceptance of the resignation of City Manager Amberg, and I'm going to read that to you. This was November 13, 2024. I've been going over last night's meeting. I believe that I have damaged the City Council-manager relationship to an unrepairable state. I think it is best if I resign my position with the City of Creswell. This will allow the new council to engage with a new city manager of their choosing instead of one that they have inherited. Regarding resignations, my contract states, Section 4, resignation, in the event employee voluntarily resigns her position with employer during the term of this agreement, then employee shall give employer 30 days written notice in advance unless the parties agree otherwise in writing. In this event, the severance pay provisions of Section 3 will not apply. 30 days will make my last day December 13, 2024. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to work with you over the past years. I hope that you will look back at the things that were accomplished favorably despite my temperament. I will miss my staff. I am sure you know how special and awesome they are. At least I know that I am leaving the next city manager with a great team to work with. I wish you the very best. So council, our first order of business is simply to acknowledge and accept the resignation of City Manager Amberg. Reading from the contract, I consulted with our city attorney, and this has to do with the vacation accrual. The contract states under Section 9, employee shall accrue and have credited to her personal account vacation and sick leave at the same rate as other general employees of the employer. Said vacation and sick leave shall be subject to provisions as outlined in Section 3 of this agreement, which I just read, upon termination of employee. In addition, if employee voluntarily resigns, as described in Section 4 of this agreement, employer agrees to compensate employee for all accrued vacation benefits up to and including the final date of employment in accordance with the city personnel policy. So then Ross encouraged me to just take a look at the city's personnel policy, which I have here. And I'm reading from here under vacation cap leave. Well, the first item is vacation, and Section B states that at the beginning of the employee's 10th anniversary of continuous employment with the city, the employee shall earn at 10 years 10.66 hours per month. Under vacation leave cap, It states, "We provide vacation and personal time so employees can enjoy periods of time away from work. Leave time is not to be banked and never used. Therefore, an employee's accrued vacation leave may not exceed 320 hours. Vacation leave will stop accruing when the maximum leave accrual has been reached. Vacation leave will begin accruing again when you reduce the total to less than the allowed maximum." So in talking with Manager Amberg today, she said that the normal process is for our finance director, Jim Piper, I believe she said working with Caroline, that you figure out what the vacation accrual is, and that would be paid out the same time her final paycheck would be received in December. So, as to the resignation of Manager Amberg, wondering if there's any council comments. Councillor Clark?
I've been thinking about this a lot over the course of the last week, and
Are you on?
is it? I think it's turned on.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been thinking about this a lot over the course of the last week, and the resignation of Manager Amberg is a loss for the city of Creswell, and Manager Amberg has done so much for our community that I want to make sure is recognized. Between expansion of the parks, all of the grant funding that has been able to come in, work out at the airport, support of city staff. I could and I should go on. I just want to recognize the incredible work that she has done during her tenure. And then I'm sad that she's resigning, and I hope that we in future councils can find a path forward, right? So that we can have someone the caliber of Manager Amberg to come in and serve our community. And so while I accept the resignation, I'm sad about that resignation.
Thank you. Councillor Osborne?
It's not coming on. Okay. I also am very sad. I think she's done an excellent job, and it'll be hard to find somebody even as good as her anywhere. It'll be a long process to find somebody and hire somebody to replace her. I believe it's a loss to the community.
Thank you. Councillor Castillo?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Yeah, I too, I couldn't agree more that Michelle Amberg has just done a great job for the city of Creswell managing the city. And I always wish her well for her next venture, and she's going to be missed. And just thank her for her time here at the city of Creswell.
Councillor Clark?
I just had to say that I looked up online, can we not accept the resignation? And there's really no point to it, unfortunately, so that's all. I'm gonna miss her a lot too.
Well, it was my joy back in 2014 to hire Manager Amberg as our city manager. And I've told her on several occasions that I think she's one of the very finest city managers we've ever had. One of the things I've said to her was she is the best implementer of a strategic plan I've ever worked with. She took 2 different strategic plans that our city put together, and she put boots on the ground. She has assembled a phenomenal staff here in Creswell, and we're going to miss her greatly. Any other council comments? Okay, we move on to item 2, which has to do with the transition process. So I went in and sat down with Manager Amberg today. We talked about what it looks like from here to December 13. And she assured me she wants to continue fully in her capacity as city manager through Friday, December 13th. She will attend all meetings, work session coming up next week, regular meeting in December. She will continue to work with Alonzo and I as we work out agendas going forward. She will meet with committees as she normally does, where she supports staff She will have regular communication with council members, and she will continue to provide updates to the council like she did today, as well as direct all the activities of the staff until that time. So, council, is that acceptable with all of you? All right, so the next step in our process is we need to find an interim. So the last time we went through this, which happened to be 2013, when I was mayor for 3 months, we were fortunate at that time that LCOG had someone readily available, Jamin Kent, some of you might remember him. Jamin stepped in, was our city interim for several months, and then he had to go back to LCOG. So we started looking again, and we found a retired city administrator from Bend, Larry Patterson, who stepped in for 6 months, but there was an accident with a family member, and there was about a 2-week period he couldn't come, so we had to appoint another city manager for 2 weeks, and Steve Carmichael, a local resident who had been the director of the Juvenile Justice Department, stepped in. We went for almost a year without a city manager. Fortunately, we were blessed with 3 interims who really knew what they were doing, and I don't think we missed a beat. The city didn't. So what I've begun to do is I reached out to our attorney Ross and said, give me a little bit of guidance on the process. He recommended some names. I reached out to an individual who served for many years in a local community, the city manager, who now works with city, county managers across the state of Oregon. We had a conversation about it. And so in terms of the process, I have a proposal to put out to the council in terms of a process. And then we need to discuss that, and you need to give direction as to how we want to proceed. So Ross suggested that the council could delegate Alonzo and I to begin having conversations with people who are interested and try to come up with a pool of possibilities for us. With Manager Amberg here till the 13th of December, we might set a deadline, and I put down maybe December 6th as the hard deadline. That we want to have someone in a week in advance because that person may want to come in and spend a few days with Manager Amberg to make sure they're all up to speed with everything.
Clarification.
Yes,
Is this for the interim?
for the interim.
Thank you. I
Yes,
just wanted to clarify.
for the interim. Alonzo and I then could make some further contacts with possibilities, bring those back to the council. We would need need to meet another time to receive those names, resumes. When we get those things, I can pass those on to the entire council, so you'll have those. And then we just need to set a timeline, say December 6th or before, when the council will need to meet again and make a decision on the interim. So, questions about that process, or you like it, or you have a different idea? Councilor Holt.
I think that process sounds fine.
Okay, thank you. Councilor Smith.
I'm okay with the process. I do have a concern of trying to force a number of applicants by December 6th, so I'm okay with that idea. But if they're not the right ones right away, I don't want to try and force one in that spot if it doesn't feel right and doesn't work for all of us. I know eventually I'm gonna have to work a lot closer with them as well, so I'd like to be somewhat in on the process, or at least the council as a whole, that I just want to clarify that we're all gonna get a chance to discuss and have conversations.
So the appointment of an interim follows the same process of the appointment of a city manager, that the charter says the mayor appoints with consent of a majority of the council. So we would meet, present, we would have a vote, I'd make an appointment. Yes?
Would we be able to have conversations with that person individually or as a whole? I mean, is it within the governing rules that myself, Margene, anyone here could have a conversation with them?
That will be up to the council to determine, but I think we can have resumes in advance. I think it would be better if we want to interview them, that we bring them in and have a sit down with them.
Okay.
I would like that.
But I would not recommend one-on-one conversations, but rather that we wait till, as a council, we set a date, we have a name or names, and then we sit down with that person or persons and we talk with them, make a determination.
I'm okay with that. I just want to make sure that I get a chance to talk to them. It doesn't have to be one-on-one, but I want to make sure I have a conversation with that person.
The entire council will have that conversation, yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
This may be a question for kind of the next selection process, and so maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. I think it's very important for our community to be involved in the selection of the final city manager. And so if there is a search committee or if there's a group that's put together, I do hope that it includes members of the community.
It certainly can. That will be up for the next council to determine how they want to proceed with that. Right now, we need to have an interim to move us forward, and that interim, sometimes that interim is very active in the search process, sometimes they're not, and again, that's something the council determines with the interim, how you want to proceed. Okay, so councilors, do I have your consensus that Alonzo and I will begin actively looking, gathering information, and then when we have a top candidate or a pool, we will alert all of you and we will call for an additional meeting of the council for the purpose of meeting that person or persons and making a decision? Yes? Okay. Then with that, we are adjourned. Thank you. The last time we did this, we were in a panic.